A devastating and deadly fire rips through a bar and apartments in Sturgeon Bay. Authorities struggling to find a way to get in.
The building right now is deemed very compromised.
The building in downtown, rich with history, now gutted.
It's almost surreal. My niece sent me a video and I couldn't even watch it. It just doesn't seem real.
All this as Northeast Wisconsin is enveloped in a winter storm. The latest you need to know tonight on Action 2 News at 5.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We have lots to get to tonight. We'll check in shortly with David Ernst in the First Alert Weather Center. We also have a crew monitoring the roads at this hour. Jason Zimmerman will have a live update from the Fox Valley just minutes from now.
But first, team coverage from Sturgeon Bay. A deadly fire at a historic downtown bar with one person still unaccounted for. We first brought you this as breaking news early this morning. It happened at Butch's Bar on 3rd Avenue. Viewer video shows the flames that started around 3:30 a.m.
Our live team coverage in Sturgeon Bay starts with Casey Torres. Casey, what have you been learning about the search today?
The search for the one person unaccounted for continues. We also learned one person was killed in the fire and their body was found a few hours ago but has not been identified yet. We also know that one person was hospitalized at a burn center. However, we have not heard how they are doing at this moment. And there were several survivors that escaped the fire, but their home was on the 2nd floor where the roof collapsed.
It's certainly a sad day, no doubt about it.
This is what Butch's Bar in downtown Sturgeon Bay looks like after an early morning fire burned it down Tuesday before 4 a.m. Only charred brick walls are left of what was once a popular hangout spot for locals like Richard Bone.
Well, I haven't been in there maybe in 10 years, but before that, I'd go there.
The bar also had 2nd floor apartments that some people called home before they came crashing down.
There are 20 available rooms that were above Butch's Bar. 9 were rented.
Several renters now need a new home.
Amy Conley from United Way has been, her office has been in contact with the renters that we have here that are displaced, trying to find them shelter and long-term housing.
9 agencies helped out with the fire in the middle of a winter storm and bitter cold.
There's a lot that goes into this. There's a lot of training that goes into this, and that's what they train for. But it still doesn't make it any less uncomfortable, especially with conditions like this.
It's a sad day for that old bar and building and the people associated.
Sturgeon Bay officials in the state are now handling this investigation. They are trying to figure out what could have caused the fire and where it could have started. But finding the answer to that could take a while because this building is considered compromised. That is another reason why people are asked to stay away from the area that is taped off by at least 2 blocks on 3rd Street. Reporting live in Sturgeon Bay, Casey Torres, Action 2 News.
Thank you, Casey. We've also been learning about the history of Butch's Bar and its value to the community. Kaylin Schumacher has details on that. Kaylin.
Yeah, Bill, I got to talk with the Door County Historical Museum today, and they told me that while the bar has been here since the 70s, the building itself was actually first built in 1904, back when the roads were nothing but dirt.
And kind of its purpose, it actually hasn't changed that much in the 120 plus years that we're talking about.
In the more than 120 years that it's been around, Butch's Bar has held a handful of names, owners, and purposes, ranging from a hotel to an Eagles club.
Pretty fascinating stuff, and one of the most significant historic buildings in that area for sure.
Years ago, it was called the Eagles Club. And they used to hold meetings upstairs. It was a whole open area. When my uncle took it over, he made rooms upstairs, sleeping rooms.
But patrons say its varied history is what made it so great today.
Being in there, you definitely did feel the history, and you felt those years and years of people putting their heart and soul, bringing those community memories into that space. It had an impact.
A lot of memories, a lot of friends and kind of like relatives. We all hung out there.
Becky Trout, the current owner's niece, said today her family is heartbroken for her uncle, as Butch's Bar was his whole world for more than 50 years. and now it's crumbled overnight.
It's been in the family since I was a child. We've had like anniversaries for my grandparents there, birthdays. When we were younger, we would do Christmas there, the entire family. He spends more time there than he does at home.
But local historians say, unfortunately, losing history to fire in Door County is nothing new.
Fire has dominated Door County history and certainly Sturgeon Bay history. Many of the buildings that currently exist on 3rd Avenue, the stone and brick buildings, were built as the result of the previous buildings burning down.
Now, I couldn't get a hold of the owner today, but friends and family tell me that he's doing okay, just devastated by the loss of his building and those that live there. Reporting in Sturgeon Bay, Kaylin Schumacher, Action 2 News.
We want to head back out to Sturgeon Bay. We've been following the deadly fire at a historic downtown bar there.
Casey Torres has been at the scene getting updates throughout the day. Let's get back in and check in with her with one person still unaccounted for. Casey.
Bill, Cammie, we learned that one person was killed in this fire and there is still one person missing at this time. And we know one man was taken to the hospital to a burn center treatment. Now, I want to show you video from earlier this morning when the fire started before 4. You can see the flames just taking over the building, and it took 9 agencies to put out the flames. Now, this fire is still under investigation, and we'll have more information on that coming up on Action 2 News at 6. Cammie, Bill.
Thanks, Casey, and we'll see you at 6.
Good night.